Mark Hundley, and this is Live at 5 on a Wednesday afternoon. It's another hump day in the summer. And boy, I don't know where you are, but it really is hot in Texas, and it's getting hotter all the time. We're anticipating 100-degree plus days here in the next couple of three, and up in the Panhandle, up where the area from where I hail, it's going to be even hotter. I understand. So I hope you'll stay cool. One of the things that I want to share with you today is that I know that whether you're live or later, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing this Live at 5 time with me. I shared with you on Monday that part of what I wanted to do was share with you a couple of things that bug me. I think it's important for us to sometimes explore those things that challenge us, that take us down paths of negative thought and feeling, because it's through embracing those things, facing those things, that we actually can find viable pathways to positivity. I think sometimes positivity can be maybe a mask. I think sometimes we fake positivity because to deal with the reality is sometimes challenging. So, but at the same time, I really believe that dealing with some of the challenges that we face as human beings, as individuals, as a race, as a people, it's important for us to do. And when I say the race, I'm talking about the human race. I'm talking about us as humanity. But I wanted to talk with you today about this one thing. And I know may come across as being negative and maybe even defeatist, but in the end, I really believe that as we embrace these things that seem to be negative sometimes, we can find a pathway. Sometimes the pathway to positivity comes when we go through something that's challenging. So bear with me as I share with you this one thing. Today's episode finds its genesis in the aggregate residue of multitudinous instances of tragedy throughout our history as a country, and probably even further back than that. As often as I research and read and witness and endure these instances, their effects on my psyche and spirit fail to fade in their impact. They just maintain a level of impact that's pretty profound. The more I see, the more I attempt to find words to express my feelings associated with such events, the more I fail to do so adequately, which really, for me, is an anomaly. You see, my wife, Vanessa, says that I have more words than the average woman. Forget the average man, the average woman. Go figure. I don't understand that. But in all fairness, I probably, if given the chance, could talk the varnish off a chair, if given the chance. I use my many words in writing and speaking and teaching and just everyday conversation. I have a lot of them. I have a lot of words, and for most things, those words flow fairly easily. However, there is just this one thing that completely leaves me without words. Now, loss and grief often remind me that there are no words to adequately express my empathy connected with another's loss. I work hard to find words that simply convey my compassion, my care, and my availability, and I do so with a fair amount of success in this arena. Words often escape me when seeking to describe amazing displays of beauty and power, and yet I'm able to find a few that fit from time to time. Celebrations are other times that cause words to catch in my brain and misconnections with my mouth. However, I eventually find some that tend to capture the moment. Then there is this one thing that completely, absolutely stops me in my tracks. It creates an almost impossible challenge. It causes deep pain, disappointment, and confusion every time it raises its ugly head and comes to life through the actions of my fellow human beings. It destroys the illusion of progress that we convince ourselves we have attained. It calls into question the legitimacy of our declarations associated with its intended defeat. It takes us back to times that are characterized by petulance and infantile declarations of superiority. What is this one thing, you ask? What is this one thing that stops me in my tracks? What is this one thing that gnaws away at my belief in the ability of people to function from a platform of shared humanity? What is this one thing? It's wrapped up in a bundle labeled inhumanity. And that bundle is filled with racism and hatred, bigotry, prejudice, violence, intolerance, and small-mindedness. You see, I was around during the civil rights movement here in this country. I witnessed the struggles associated with the implementation of ideals that should always have been in existence. I have seen us make strides in this area, and really I've hung my hat on the hopes that we as a people had finally turned the corner, that we'd gotten there. That is, until days like many we witnessed in the last few days, weeks, months, and even the last few years. On these days, this one thing morphs into the hideous aberration that it is. This inhumanity reveals its grotesque heads and unleashes them on the unsuspecting and the innocent. Days like these remind me that we have a very long way to go. Days like these remind me that the monster is still alive. Days like these remind me that it slithers through the world seeking whom it may devour. This embodiment of evil stalks people, looking for pliable conduits through which it may destroy. Unfortunately, many on this planet are extremely willing hosts and gladly give themselves over to this hellish intrusion. This one thing disturbs, angers, exasperates, confuses, and infuriates me more than any other thing on this planet. You see, folks, we have to stop calling good bad and bad good. We must stop making excuses for purposeful ignorance. We must stop looking the other way and pretending that it doesn't exist. We must stop minimizing evil. We simply must stop. Please, I beg you, help me. Help us all to eliminate this hulkish evil. Please. I, for one, believe that we can do this. I really do. I believe that we have the power to alter the course on which we now falter. I believe we can. For this to occur, we must purposefully, persistently pursue the implementation of interventions and strategies that offer solutions to this madness, not perpetuation. And we must do so from a platform of love and reason and compassion. I believe that each one of us can make a difference by doing our part. I really do. I encourage us to stand up, stand for, speak up and speak out. Be the change you wish to see in this world. Allow your human beingness to be. Be that person that you want to be. On this Wednesday afternoon, middle of the week, I wish you peace. Today will be the final for this week. I won't see you again until Monday, but I hope you have a good evening. I hope you have a good rest of the week. I hope that you find peace in being who you were made to be, that loving, compassionate, giving human being that every single one of us has the ability to be. I promise you, when we do this, the more we do this, we'll start making a difference. One person, one conversation, one event at a time, and it will make a difference. Again, take care. Peace.